The Krunker Season 8 release date has just been announced. Today, we will be going over every single leak that we have received on Krunker Season 8 up until this point. And if you guys have not watched my last Krunker video, I covered a bunch of Season 8 leaks in that as well, so make sure you watch that one before you watch this one. So first and foremost, just over a week ago, we got this video right here. So we now have an official release date for Season 8, that being May the 14th. And with the introduction of Season 8 of Krunker, we will also be getting a ranked mode beta. Now we have a lot of information on ranked from the recent KPC Townhall that I will be getting into just here in a second. However, I just quickly wanted to mention that FRVR has come out and said that after Season 8 is released, they will begin working on their native client. So this is an official Krunker client made by FRVR, which will indeed have an anti-cheat. So when the ranked beta ends and the official ranked season begins, we can expect to be forced to use the official Krunker client to queue onto ranked, which will indeed have an anti-cheat. But for the beta, you can use any client that you want to queue. The KPC Townhall, which was hosted to give players an idea about what to expect in ranked, involved two FRVR developers, Glenn and Krunker. Now something to note about Glenn is that he is managing IO temporarily, however this won't last forever as it will eventually be passed to Krunker. Anyway, this is what they had to say about the new ranked beta.
For now, Krunker will be a solo queue only. This is specifically a beta constraint, so we might change that in the future. So that's not locked in, but just for the sake of getting data, we just want solo queue.
So what Glenn is saying here is that in the ranked beta you will only be able to queue solo and not with any friends. Now he goes on to talk about how in the ranked beta you will only be able to queue into 4v4 hardpoint and not 2v2s, 1v1s or 3v3s. However, this is just for the beta and they can turn on things like 2v2s in the future, but they just need some data gathering first. We can also expect a fixed map pool, which is the map pool that you see in KPC and Nack. However, we can expect this to change in the future. The last thing to mention is that teams are not picked, however they are automatically balanced based on players' elos, and the class selection is standard first come first serve and not based on elo or anything like that. Finally, since there is no anti-cheat, they are adding KPDs into competitive, so you will be able to call the KPD on a suspected cheater in the middle of a ranked match. After this, they then go on to talk about weeklies and tournaments and how we can expect them in the future.
At some point this year, like weeklies or monthly tournaments with like skin rewards, for example, like weeklies and stuff, and start experimenting with that, bringing ranked challenges and so on, right? Ranked rewards, that whole thing.
I spliced two clips together there, so maybe it didn't make a whole lot of sense. However, they're basically suggesting that in the future they will be adding skin rewarded tournaments and weeklies. Having this infrastructure of tournaments and weeklies would also set us up nicely to maybe expect monetary rewards for these in the future. Glenn also mentions ranked challenges here, and I can confirm that there will be prizes from the beta such as untradeable skins. However, it's not yet clear how these will be earned, but we can expect that it's going to be from either playing a certain amount of games or reaching a certain rank. Now in the last video we talked a little bit about leaderboards coming into Krunker, and Glenn actually mentions them in this clip here.
And so on, and I'm hoping that things like leaderboards and stuff can sort of like foster certain environments. I'm really curious, like, so we're going to have regional leaderboards, for example. I'm really curious to see where like people sit on NA versus EU or whatever, right? So
now this is a really cool feature in my opinion, because you're basically going to be able to check a Krunker in-game leaderboard that will pretty much tell you who the best players on a certain region are. There's not much more for me to say on that. However, Glenn then goes on to discuss smurfing in ranked.
Will smurfing will be bannable on new rank system?
yeah, I believe it's it will be TOS. But the thing is we need to make sure that people don't have a reason to smurf.
So basically what they're saying here is that you will not be able to smurf in the new ranked beta, and if you do, you can expect your account or accounts to be banned. However, they also don't want to give people a reason to smurf, so by this they mean that they don't want to have a really bad elo distribution or super long queue times, which is why they have a beta ranked season to basically ensure that everything is how it should be and everything is working accordingly. Now, the final clip that I'm going to be showing you guys in this video from the KPC Townhall is about comp versus casual.
I, for one, disagree with the fact that there is a casual and a comp preset for things like move speed and hitboxes. So we are intending, now this might change, this is kind of based on how things go forwards, but I've already spoken this a little bit, like we're intending the new hitboxes to be both casual and comp. Like I don't want a separate thing. And then one thing we really want to do is comp movement in casual as well. Like we cannot be working on two versions of the same game.
Now basically what Glenn is saying in this clip is that we can expect any balance changes to be made to rank to also be made to casual and vice versa. So they will now be trying to balance weapons based both on a casual perspective and also a competitive perspective at the same time. Now a couple more things from the KPC Town Hall that I just want to mention quickly but don't have clips for. First and foremost, not every single class will be coming to competitive. Alongside this, buying premium with KR will not be returning. It's not really anything to do with comp, I just felt like mentioning it. And finally, within the ranked beta, the MMR will be based purely on win-loss and not have anything to do with your performance. However, this could change in the future. Now, there was a lot more covered in the KPC Town Hall, however, I just decided to speak on what I thought was the most important. If you guys are interested in seeing the full Town Hall, Sokra actually uploaded the full Town Hall on his YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out in the top link in the description below if you are interested. In my last Krunker video, I talked about weapon balancing and hitbox changes coming to Krunker in the near future. Now since that, some of these changes have actually been added into the game, and on the screen now you can see the new hitboxes that will be added in the future. Now we also have a couple more skin leaks from Sage's official Twitter account. Now first up, we have what I believe to be a semi-auto. Now looking at this design, you can actually see that the magazine is yellow, which is very different from the rest of the design. Also, the design looks heavily graffiti inspired, and this is a really clean skin. Next up, we have what I believe to be an assault rifle skin. Now this skin has a couple of interesting features, including the custom stock and quick reload magazine. Now there's not really too much else special about the skin itself, however, I think the design model on this gun is very cool. We have also received confirmation, as you can see from the Discord message on screen now, that there will in fact be 3 Unobtainables spinnable coming with the release of Season 8. Since my last video, there has also been an update in Krunker which added a brand new Easter event, which is almost over unfortunately because I got this video out quite late, alongside a new Easter bundle. Now the new bundle costs $8 and adds some pretty cool animated cosmetics into the game. However, I think the main reason why people are buying this bundle is due to the Vanta Black looking dye. If you've ever wanted to own a Vanta Black but have never been able to afford it, then this bundle is definitely for you. But be quick about deciding because it won't be here come Monday. Now alongside this, we obviously also have the new Easter bundle, which sort of combines the egg deposit mode with the festive flyer event. Every time you deposit an egg, you have a chance to get an item from a preset loot pool, and honestly, none of the items are really all that good, but hey, it's an event. At least they tried, right? As of uploading this video, there are 2 days left in the event, and I believe they just buffed the drop rates for these items, so make sure you go on and get these items if you haven't already and you are interested in them. You can go check those items out for yourself, and if you don't like any of them, the game mode is very good for XP, and I believe there's also double XP going on at the moment. In my games, I've been able to get up to 10,000-ish score a game, which is very good for class XP, so if you're going for any masteries, then this is definitely an event that you want to be playing. And finally, the last thing that we have to talk about in today's video are the changes made to the Trade Plaza. Now first and foremost, this definitely looks like some sort of stage for a big announcement planned by FRVR. Now I could be wrong, but we have absolutely no idea what this announcement could be if I'm right. Now there's a couple more changes in Trade Plaza, such as this fire hydrant that boosts you. There's also whatever these things are used for construction, alongside alongside these trucks over here that are carrying out trees, and there's also a car stuck in the window of one of the buildings. Now I actually have one more exclusive cosmetic leak that I just received. This is a brand new player card coming in the Season 8 update. Now what's really unique about this player card is that it's actually made up of all the RGB pixels. Now Sage has come out and said that for this new battle pass we can expect 40 plus skins, comprised of 4 themes of 10 with 2 contras, 3 relics and 5 legendaries per each theme. But anyways guys, that's about all the information and new leaks that I have for you in this video. If you want to stay up to date with the latest Season 8 news, leaks and information, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel down below because I will be covering it all. But anyways guys, that's going to be about it from me, and if you didn't see my last video on the previous leaks, then that will be on the screen now for you to click on. Also, don't forget to like the video, but that's about it from me, so take care and peace.